Happy Monday. Today is November 4th, and this is Mark on the Market, where every single week I'm going through what's happening here in Panama City Beach. Since it's the first week of the month, I'm going to do a quick update on the market stats here in Panama City Beach. Right here we have the most recent stats that came out on the first of the month. This is for Panama City Beach overall. What we see is a number of listings relatively flat. Absorption rate, it's been going down slightly, so we're at right about 10.4 months. And this is just a measure of inventory. Anything over 6 months would be considered a buyer's market. Sold to list ratio dropped this month. It's sitting at 90.8%, meaning there's a lot of room for negotiation for buyers, and maybe sellers are priced too high still. Now that we're getting into the slower part of the year, days on market is starting to climb again. We're sitting at roughly 112 days on market on average. Looking at the summary statistics overall, year to date, average sale price is down 8%. So this is a little better than the stat that came out last month. And what we see is for October, the average sale price actually increased about 2% compared to last year. So that's a good sign for home sellers. Median sale price also increased in Panama City Beach overall. It's up 3.5% when comparing October of 2024 to 2023. Year to date, we're still down 2.3%. If we look at the number of sold listings, this is how many transactions actually happen. Last month, we're down 10% compared to 2023, but year to date, we're down even more. So we're down almost 18% overall. And the number of new listings, so I think this is probably what's contributing to that decreased inventory. Number of new listings is down 33% compared to last year. Year to date, we're still up a little bit. If we zoom in on specific zip codes, we're going to see different stories for each of those zip codes. So I'm going to go through the 3 zip codes here in Panama City Beach. 32408, that's on the east end of Panama City Beach, and we see inventories actually continuing to rise over here. So on this side of the beach, we've got 12 months of inventory. Sold to list ratio, it's dropping even more. They're down to 89.3%. Days on market, like everywhere else, is starting to climb. And then we've got the average sale price. So this past month, it was up 16.55% compared to October 2023. So I'm guessing that's probably what is pushed the overall stat up a lot. And then year to date, it's down 3%. Median sale price is down 2.17% year to date. But again, October was an outlier where it's up 7.8%. Number of sold listings was up 2.8%, so that's good news for this zip code. Year to date though, they're down 25%, so that's worse than Panama City Beach overall. And then the number of new listings is down 22.5%. The next zip code we're going to look at is 32407. We see number of listings relatively flat. Inventory is dropping here, so they're at 10.63 months. Sold to list ratio is actually increasing on this one, so they're up to 93.3%. Days on market is going against the trend. It's actually going down in this zip code, 32407. So this is like central Panama City Beach. Average sale price down 6.5% year to date, but last month average sale price was up compared to October 2023. Median sale price down roughly 5%. Sold listings in this neighborhood, this one was also up. It's up 26% for October compared to last year. Year to date though, they're down 16%. And let me double check this. So looks like 32408 and 32408 and 32407 had more sold listings in this year than last year. Number of new listings in this neighborhood is also down 28%. And then the last zip code that we're going to look at is 32440 or 32413. That's on the west end of Panama City Beach. So we see absorption rate was going down. It went up this past month just slightly from 8.5 to 8.75 months of inventory. Sold to list ratio was at 93.7% and it dropped down to 90.7% this last month. Days on market is increasing now that we're in that slower month or slower time of the year. And then summary statistics for this neighborhood. This one seems to be performing the worst. It's down 13% year to date. Last month it was down about 12%. There's a lot of new construction on Highway 79 that may be contributing to this. A lot of homes priced between 400 and 500,000, as well as some townhouses in the 300s. Median sale price was down 3.3% year to date, but actually went up this past month. Sold listings, so last month they were down 34%. Year to date they're down roughly 6%. And the number of new listings down 43% last month compared to 2023, and up overall 2.6%. The last thing I want to talk about in terms of the market in general is just interest rates. So we hit a low back in the end of September. It was at 6.08%. And now since then it's been climbing, and it's gotten up to 6.72% for the 30-year fixed rate mortgage according to Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey. So that's it for the market stats. Now we're going to get into what has happened in Panama City Beach over this past week in terms of new listings, pending listings, closed listings. At a high level, we see 73 new listings hit the market, 128 had price changes, 50 that closed, 25 that went pending, and 20 that are under contract. If we look at the new listings to hit the market, on the very high end, we've got a multifamily property over on the east end listed for $1.25 million. This is 2 duplexes being sold together, so there's 4 units. They're using it as a short-term rental. The rental income for last year was around $115,000. This year it's brought in roughly $80K. We've got some condos on the higher end, a house. This one's a pretty unique one. This is over at Tropic Winds. It's a 3-bedroom on a lower floor. And so Tropic Winds, they only have 3 bedrooms on a first couple floors, and then after that, they're all 2 bedrooms higher up in the building. We've got a few over at Calypso, Tower 1 and Tower 2. This is a 2-bedroom for $757,000. This one is another 2-bedroom for $729,000. I've got a new listing over here for, where is it at? It'd be over in the 5s. I've got a new 1-bedroom listing for $530,000 over at Calypso Tower 2. And this one's on a rental program. It's bringing in decent numbers. Probably could be updated and do even better. We've got some new construction homes. This is over in Breakfast Point. Truland Homes, they're releasing some new models. This one is a good choice if you're looking for an investment. So close to the beach, walking distance to the beach, and it's a duplex. To me, I would come in, redo this one, and then try to rent it out short term. That's probably why it's priced at $590,000. Looking for someone to buy that would be interested in doing something like that. You're walking distance to Schooners, which is really nice too. We've got a house over here on Rusty Gaines for $550,000, has a pool, decent interior. We've got some more new construction. This would be over, I believe, in Ward Creek, Wolcott Way. So Bayside at Ward Creek, 5-bedroom for $508,000. And then this one's over in Breakfast Point. This is Truland Homes. And let's go down to the lower end, see what we have. Oh, there's one over here on Palm Beach that I think would be a great one to fix up. It's so close to the beach, priced at $460,000. Definitely needs some updating inside, but here's the aerial shot. So it's right over here, and then the beach is right there. It's walking distance, would be great for, yeah, look how close it is to the beach. That's awesome. Great for someone to come in, fix it up, make it just like a nice beach cottage to rent out short term. On the lower end, we've got one over at Reflections. Nice small unit there. There was another one over at the Grand, which is right next door to the Reflections. So this one's no rentals are allowed in this one, or no short-term rentals. And then on the very low end, if we keep on going down, we've got a mobile home listed at $99,000 over on the east end. All right, jumping into the closed listings, what we see on the low end, we've got one over at Fontainebleau that ended up closing at $80,000. We've got a few over on the low end, one over in Gulf Highlands, it looks like. Keep on going down. One over in Portside for $315,000. Townhouse on Thomas Drive for $334,000. And then on the very high end, we've got one that it's a townhouse. There's two, kind of like a duplex, for 2.575 million is what it closed at. We've got a nice condo, 3-bedroom at Soleil that closed at 1.29. Love the balconies on this one. One over at Grand Surf Club. This is a pretty unique building. Each floor has 2 units, I believe. So very low density, 1.074. And we've got one over here, Wild Heron, for 700. This is a nice neighborhood on the west end that's gated. And there's a bunch of more that closed. So 50 closed over this past week. Some new construction, a couple over at Tidewater, some detached single family houses over on the east end. So good mix overall. And then we'll go into the pended listing. So we've got 25 that went pending this past week, including one over at Fontainebleau for $99,000. That seems to be the going price for these that need work. A lot of land that went pending over on Heather Drive. I used to live on this road for $124. Oh, let me exit out of that. And then on the high end, so it looks like some mobile homes, some condos like over at Island Reserve for $289, Lake Town Wharf. We've got some new construction over in Bayside at Ward Creek, $415. That's a really good price for that. $434. And then on the higher end, so this one caught my eye. This one was only on the market for like 20 days, but is a nice renovated unit. And it seems like things that are renovated and don't need work are moving quicker than the properties that do need work. So buyers can be picky right now since there's so much inventory. This is another one that I had been keeping my eye on. Had really good rental numbers. I think it was above 80K, and they're listed at 800,000. And nice pool, pretty close to the beach, would be great for a short-term rental. And then on the very high end, so it looks like, so this is the other half of that duplex, the one that closed for 2.5. So this one's pending. It was listed at 2.8. And then on the very high end, this is on the west end of the beach. This one's pending at $5.275 million. Very nice house. Right next door to this is like the best beach access on the west end. This is where I typically go. And that's it for the pending and under contract taking up backup offers. Let's check this out. So we've got a few on the lower end. Condo over at this is Edgewater, the Golf Villas. One over at Origin. Nice interior. And then let's keep on going to the high end. Let's see what we've got. One over on Gulf Drive. And then Twilight Bay. This one looked nice. Oh yeah, great interior, nice screened-in pool. Wahoo Road, it seems like everything on Wahoo Road is moving. I think last week there was like 3 or 4 that went pending, and now we have another one on Wahoo Road. Got some new construction over in Breakfast Point that went pending, around $550. We've got one over here on Palm Avenue. This one's been on the market for a while. Nice clean interior though, I like it. We've got one over on Dolphin Avenue too. This was a townhouse. This might be good for a short-term rental potentially. This one's over at Sterling Breeze, I believe. This is close to Pier Park. So on the east end or east side of Pier Park, you've got Calypso Towers. On the west side, you've got Sterling Breeze would be the closest condo to it. So that's it for all the under contract. There's a few that went expired since it was the first of the month. Also some that canceled over the past week, but that's it for this market update. If you're looking to buy or sell in Panama City Beach, please reach out to me. I would love to help any way I can, and hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week.